So let's go ahead and dive into how to set a variable with an action. This is a pretty straightforward concept, and to do it, I'm going to work with our app homepage here inside of our template. So when I click into this, I'm going to see my menu options. I'm going to choose the menu option to-dos, and I'm going to open to-dos. And then because I have nested flows where I actually set the states for a selected menu, I'm going to click into this flow right here. This is the flow where I want to go ahead and say, in a variable, what is my actively selected menu? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit add action. I'm going to type in set variable. It'll show up right here under other. In this example, I'm just going to stick with current page because that's the more common one that you're going to use while you build. So I'm going to set a variable that tells me in the variable value what menu option I have selected. I'm going to go ahead and call this variable selected menu. And then I'm going to give it a value, in this case, of to do. Now, a variable name and value can have spaces and anything that you want in it. A really common practice is to use what's called camel case, where the first leading letter is lowercase and the first letter of every subsequent word is capitalized with no space in the naming structure. And then in the variable value, you can put whatever that you want. Oftentimes, something usually brief or short to describe that. Sometimes even a number that represents the entire value of that variable that you're talking about. It's also important to know you're not just limited to setting text into that variable value. Your variable value in many circumstances will come from some sort of other input. In this case, as I want to click on our dropdown here to manage where I can pull this variable value from, I can see I could pull this from an element value. I could pull it from another already pre-existing variable. I could do data collection, and as you go on, we'll have formal training on all these different things. But every single thing that you see here can be used to inform the value of this specific variable. For now, I'm going to stick to to-do. So now that we've shown you how to set a variable, maybe you want to just clear a variable. So I just cloned the one I just did. At any given time, if you use the set variable action again, and just leave it as a blank value, it's going to give that variable a value of nothing. Another way is these two actions right here. Clear all page variables, which will clear every single variable on the page that you're currently on for that specific flow. And also this action clears specific variables. This is going to give you just a text box, and you can type in any variable name. Let's just use ours, and it will clear that variable, or you can use a comma separated value. And let's say I had another variable called active menu. This would now clear both of these variables, giving them a value of nothing inside of my specific Bildr page.